I enjoy reading other people's work and enhancing it. Plus, I have the best boss. Me. People with low stress and good paying jobs, what is it that you do? I am self-employed and I refurbish old houses. I don't have any stress because I pick the house, I design it, and I help with the general labor if needed. My partner takes the lead in coordinating the trades. Otherwise, I am working from home 99% of the time and I write checks and balance the books. On our first one, we partnered with someone. He bought the house. We fronted the labor costs, about $27K. Then the deal was when he sold, we got our $27K back plus 50% of profit, which was another $13K, so not too bad for our first time out. The next one we just sold, we did on our own. Bought for $9K and still blew the budget, basically rehabbing from scratch. But it's done and we got a tidy $41K profit. So we're obviously not rolling in riches but working our way up slowly, and that's okay too. My job as an airline pilot can definitely be stressful, like a few hours of no stress at all and then one little thing gets messed up and you're scrambling. For the most part it's fairly relaxed, but it has its moments. But really my low stress comes from my schedule. We're supposed to work about 80 hours a month, and those hours are doors closed to doors open. So basically our work hours are just the time spent moving passengers, not the hour and a half at least that it takes to get through security, get to the gate, wait for the plane, and do the whole pre-flight routine, or the time spent after you land. But all that being said, if you're just working shifts where you do 2 4-hour legs in a day, then you're working 10 days a month. I'm in the middle of 2 weeks off right now, not vacation time, just 2 weeks off because I got all my credit hours at the start and the end of the month. So yeah, life's pretty relaxed. I get paid well, I have a mostly fun job, and I get plenty of downtime. If you can get through the couple of years of training and then all the time building flight hours and working bad jobs for low pay, I did 4 years of flying cargo in turboprops, and I definitely had an easier go of things than most of the people I went through training with. Life really is great once you get to the airlines. I am a freelance writer specializing in an area I find interesting. I have a chronic illness where one of the symptoms is chronic fatigue, so I can't work as much as some other freelancers can, but I make enough money to live on comfortably. I use my real name. I got into freelancing by starting to pitch stories to publications I admired. Research scientist. I am constantly overlooked for my male colleagues, so it makes for pretty light work. It has its moments. Sometimes I'm beyond frustrated because I'm so underutilized, but then other times I'm content because I get to read and leisurely walk around in my lab. Because I'm so ignored, I do have more time than the guy I work with to do legit new IP development and not just solving customer complaints. I am an LGBTQI+ educator and human rights activist. I have the best job in the world educating the next generation on how to finally topple this horrible capitalistic, transphobic, patriarchal system through science. I'm a medical sales rep. I sell surgical devices to hospitals, and I love my job even more because since the pandemic my company gave its employees the choice between working in the office or home. Guess which one I chose, lol. I am a canine handler for the government. It is the best job I could ask for. My co-worker is a rock star. I have people all the time telling me that I have their dream job. I'm grateful for the opportunity to be able to do what I do. It's not well paid, but I'm a receptionist in a high security place. It's cool. I'm mostly paid to scroll Reddit and speak 3 languages when needed, and I write emails. My receptionist job is well paid compared to most receptionist jobs. I thought it would have more responsibilities, but it's so relaxed, and I'm also always on Reddit. It's a good job now, but it's a little too relaxed for me. I am an accountant at a biotech startup. I have a lot of responsibility, but I know I am capable, so it does not particularly stress me out. I have a master's degree and about 4 years of experience now, making $116,000 per year. I'm a corporate accountant at a manufacturer. I also came to say non-audit accountant. I've been in the field for 5 years and make 6 figures before bonus. I have maybe 2 stressful days a month, But those are only stressful because I have kids and have to stop what I'm doing between 4-9 p.m. to take care of them, instead of simply working straight through until I'm done for the day. Currently, I'm doing revenue accounting. Even though everyone warned me that my group was high stress and had a horrible work-life balance, I only put in maybe 20 hours of concentrated work during the week. Higher education administration, specifically in a non-student facing area, has its moments, but generally I never receive emails after business hours or on weekends. We're all pretty chill and just nerdy people who want to be left alone. I also get so much time off each year. I work as a business analyst for a wholesale telecommunications company. I have a great team that is mostly located across the country, with some international co-workers. I work from home and can, to a large degree, control my schedule. I have a feeling that what I do matters, it's not just busy work. I also get to have my dog by my side, bonus. Technical writer. It requires qualifications, such as special training, but is well worth it. IT is such a male-dominated field that being in a location in IT means the women's restroom at work never has a line or is out of soap, etc. Somebody replied, I'm also a technical writer. I write about medical records software. My department is 50-50 men and women. As far as training, we all have bachelor's degrees and many of us also have master's degrees. We all had prior professional writing experience before getting hired. However, none of us had experience with our specific software and most of us had no experience in the medical records niche. I'm a hairstylist and entrepreneur and I really love that it allows for so much creative freedom. Running your own business is incredible. Dealing with the public in itself has its own stressful moments, but I love creating beautiful hair and making people happy. The biggest downside to my job is just being completely drained socially and physically by the end of the day. I am a freelance coffee editor and proofreader. I enjoy reading other people's work and enhancing it. Plus, I have the best boss. Me. I've always had an aptitude for grammar and I proofread things for friends and family for free. Over the years I've developed diverse professional experiences with different types of writing, like research and marketing, which means I can also copy edit in addition to my initial proofreading. Over time people started contacting me on LinkedIn for different projects, and I slowly built my business that way. I'm a librarian at a university. I help people find materials and hear all about cool research pursuits. I also spend a lot of time maintaining the collection and cataloging old theses. The best part is connecting students with services to help them and making sure the library is accessible. It's a huge library, and if I need a break from my desk, I just wander around the shelves for a while. I make about $20,000 more than the median. I work in a warehouse, for the largest distribution center of my international company, and drive very heavy equipment, basically pulling and moving pallets all day. I don't take work home with me, and the management worries about the details. I move my pallet, collect my check and go home and forget about it. It's nice. The other benefits are pretty amazing too. I work in Australia and government office jobs here are extremely low stress and high paying. I wish I could land a permanent position, but the contract I'm on is paying me a crazy high hourly rate, which I'm grateful for. The hours are 37.5 a week. I work from home part of the time. I start whenever and finish whenever. I close my laptop when I hit my hours and don't think about my work again until I open it. I work on a marketing and product management team. It's nice to not have any bottom line in that we aren't selling anything tangible like the private sector. So it is way less stress as there aren't any monetary goals to reach. I own a small company that provides virtual project management and administrative services. I have a team of 14 now, and although things can sometimes get a little stressful, for the most part it's just lots of fun. Mental health therapists have great job prospects. They get paid well, get to have meaningful conversations with people all day, and get to choose their own hours. I work in customer service from home and bring in around $43,000 a year, but I have a spouse and live in a low cost of living area. We pay less than $500 a month for housing. It's not great, But we have our bills paid without worrying about disconnection. We have food and eat out quite a bit, but it's just us two and our pets, so inflation hasn't hit us too badly since we live below our means on purpose. I like my job. My benefits are great. There's no stress. I'm never expected to be contacted outside of work hours. In fact, it's punishable if you're doing anything work-related off the clock. I'm going back to school soon to get a degree and hoping to buy a house. Our path is slower than others our age, but we're doing okay. Narrative designer in video games. Though there are a few caveats. 1. The stress is low because I work for a company that does not believe in crunch, which is still relatively rare in the industry. Being a woman also adds a certain stress that can be better or worse depending on the company and team you work with. It's always sort of a cloud above your head, so to speak, but I've got a pretty good team, so I'm one of the lucky ones in this case. 2. I only get paid decently because I job hopped a little bit and upped my salary each time before settling in where I am now. It is generally considered the only way to increase your salary in this industry at the moment. The upside is it is sort of expected of people to bounce around companies a little bit, so it isn't necessarily considered a black mark on your CV. Or anything. I am a chiropractor's assistant and receptionist. It pays good for my area. To put it in perspective, I'll be moving into a 1-bed, 1-bath soon on my own just by working max part-time. It's an entry-level job, it's easy to understand, I love my co-workers and the doctors are nice. I essentially work a simple day job to fund a lifestyle of a homebody artist who goes out once a month or so. Adult content creator. I had a respectable job before and I can't believe how much better my life is now. I'm my own boss, work my own hours, don't deal with people I don't want to and pull 6 figures. The only downside is the stigma that comes with working in the industry. Most people have a lot of misconceptions and I myself was one of them before I got into it. My mom and I make and sell custom luxury beaded curtains. I had made one for myself and people loved it, so we used stimulus money to build our inventory and went to work. Our standard item is $1,355 and we have done $5,000 plus and several $3,000 plus orders. We just got one tonight, which means I don't have to worry about money this month. Freelance graphic artist and interface design. I make $50 per hour, flexible hours, make my own schedule. I'm also a mom and regularly take as much sick and caregiver time off as I want with no repercussions. Canada. I have a husband who also works more hours than I do. He is primary breadwinner as I've worked part-time since having kiddo. We have a 2-acre hobby farm that takes up the rest of our time. My retired mom watches kiddo when I'm working if she's not in school or with her dad. I work as a court reporter in California. I mostly work on calendar proceedings, so I rarely have any work to take home. It's an 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. workday, with paid holidays, sick days, and all the benefits and vacation time you get in a year. Depending on what state you live in, you could make a lot of money as a court reporter. An in-court court reporter makes around $109K their first year. But as a freelancer, you could make easily $150K or more, depending on what you provide, and you don't have to work 5 days a week. The minimum per job nowadays seems to be $575 per job, not per day. Also, some agencies offer bonus money for you to take the job or drive to it. Bonus money isn't anything less than $300. So basically, depending on what agency you work for as a deposition reporter, you could make $800 a day per job. So if you get a morning job and they need you in the afternoon, that's another $800, plus however much you're going to transcribe that day and other charges. It's an easy way to make $3,000 a week, at least in my state of California. I am a zoologist. But I understand that I worked at Hooters to help pay my way through college, and going to school full-time was full of stress. I have simply hit that part in my journey where my stress is manageable. But I have been in my field for 5 years and I love it. Loving what you do helps. Childcare photographer. I run my own business, so there is stress on that side, but I get to hang out with kids under 5, play, be silly, chat, laugh. It is hands down the best part of my work. Actually, that's a lie. The best part is being able to set my own hours. I am neurodiverse and a single mother, so being able to take a couple of months off in the middle of the year to regroup, catch up on other jobs and decompress has made a massive difference to my mental health. I'm a blackjack dealer in Las Vegas. I come in and play a game for a few hours. Once you get over the nerves thinking this is real money, what if I make a mistake? You just coast by and play a game. Every hour I get a 20-minute break and the food is free. So really I'm only working 6 hours lol. I get paid enough to live alone and I've met some interesting people. It's also helped my social and people skills. I pet sit. It doesn't sound like much, but I make my own schedule. I don't have many face-to-face interactions with clients. I do an initial consultation to get familiar with their house and routine, and everything else is text. I get to chill with animals and I don't have to market myself very much once I'm bored enough clients. I don't have too much travel time between jobs because I limit my service area a ton. This took a long time to figure out exactly which neighborhoods took forever to get to even though they were close. Over the years I've built up clients that are loyal and like me, so when I have to say no because I am traveling, I'm usually able to do it and be comfortable that they'll call back next time. I make $20 a visit for most of my clients, visits being approximately 30 minutes. I managed to make a nice niche for myself locally with hobby farms and exotic animals since I have experience with them. The upside to hobby farms is I often get to keep eggs produced that I pick up during my visit. Right now I'm comfortable, but I also know that with a little effort I can be much busier and make more money. Even during my busy season I'm working about 4 to 6 hours a day. I'd rather have a job with benefits and a regular schedule, but at the moment with my kids and childcare situation, that's not possible, but I also still need to make some money for the household to stay afloat, and this works for me right now without adding tons of stress. It doesn't feel like work most days. I enjoy my animals, I like most of my clients, I like getting to work outdoors, and I love the money and the tips. The bad part is that I cannot ever travel for the holidays. From October 31st to mid-Jan, I am locked into being at home and pretty much work the whole season straight. What do you think of your job? Do any of these careers seem appealing to you? Let me know in the comments below. Why not check out the recommended video, or subscribe to the channel for a job with a 2-hour work week that pays 6 figures.